The reason why is that we are living in a world now that is really connected. And it's because of internet, right? And because of mobile phone technology. That thanks to these two big technology, that we are able to connect to the rest of the world much more easier than our parents and grandparents. Therefore, it's important if you want to talk about practicing your art in this world, then you must understand the world. Okay? Today I just want to show you a few examples of what I see, how the world is changing. Okay, this is not at all about insulting or being offensive to any country. Okay, I'm just giving an example. Now, this is what you could see before the Olympics in Beijing. People actually, after they wake up in the morning, after they brush their teeth, they will not change. They will wear their pajamas and go down to the street, and they will have breakfast, and they'll buy their newspaper. And since they are out there, by the way, let's go to the stock market and check my stock market. Okay? So they actually wear pajamas and go down to the street and then wander around. The other common thing in China, this is more pertaining to Shanghai, that they actually dry their underwear on the main street. And you wonder where they come from, because you do not see obvious residence or house nearby. That means they walk a distance to the main street and then decided, this is a good place to hang my underwear and dry them. So it's kind of interesting phenomena. So what the Shanghai government is now trying to educate the people, so that when 2010, when there are a lot of people coming to Shanghai, they will not see your personal item exposed, right? So likewise, before the Olympics, the Beijing government actually did a very soft education program to say, can you don't please wear your pajamas in the street, before you come down change. Yes? China now is very interesting. This is a building just about to be completed. It's actually the headquarters of CCTV, China's biggest TV station, right? And it's being built in such a phenomenal way that the whole world is looking at how it's being built because of the unusual angle of the building. They actually started building on both ends, go up, and then to that point they started to decide how to piece the two towers, the bridge together. So imagine the precise engineer is required for that. And this is designed by a Dutch architect. It's an amazing task that China feels that in history. People will look at this building calling it, wow, it could be the new wonders of the world. Yeah? And this is because the Beijing government decided the Olympic is a very good platform to showcase to the world how China is now. Okay? And apart from this, China basically, because of Olympic, has changed drastically. Yeah? So what the Chinese government has done is that they've gone out and hired the best architects around the world to change Beijing, so that Beijing can speak a different voice to the world. And why do they bother to do that? It's because they feel that they can change the world. They can change the way the world looks at China. Right? No longer do they want China to be perceived in a way that most people have perceived China. Tell me what this is. Anyone? Who knows? Chapati? Chapati. Okay. It's actually cow dung. What they are doing here is actually they are taking cow shit. Right? They go through a process where they dry it, they process it, and they use it for various things. Can you guess what they use it for? Yeah. Okay, I tell you, I think. Okay, wait. let me tell. I tell my own experience. I used to have an office in Chennai, India, and I visited one of my employees' house, and I went in, it's sparkling clean. Okay, but except that there is like very interesting detergent smell. What kind of brand do you use? I said, do you really want to know? So later they brought me to the back and they showed me. So actually, this is actually a very ingenious invention, because using cow dung to wipe the floor, what they found throughout the year is that it's not only very clean, but it prevents bacteria and insects and all kinds of scorpion and things like this to go into the house. Alright, so it's actually, in cow in India it's a very sacred thing. Right, so to them it means something very different. Yeah, but this is something that you must know of the world, because this is what happens around the world. But what this thing can become as an idea is that maybe, they work with the Americans, they could create a new kind of floor washing kind of product, who knows. Now, India now, as many of you would know, they are one of the biggest outsource center around the world. They provide a service to big companies around the world. Many of them are in America, and they built this, what we call the call center, okay, which does the entire business process for the American companies. So American companies many times will just come up with a brand, the concept, and many of these things are being processed right in India. And India has perfected this process in such a way that they are now taking over not just normal things like IT and software, but they are also helping to carry out even surgery. Reason why is Americans' labor are very expensive. Right? It's still relatively cheaper to do it out of India. And the other reason is that India are very proficient in terms of English. It's part of a service to make people feel that, to make customer when they call, to feel that they are being understood. The other thing that's also happening in India is a company, a very big company in India called Tata. They actually are coming out with one of the world's cheapest cars. You know how much the car is? 2,500 US. It will become less, okay? But because of the way they manufacture cars, initially the cost will be higher. Now, how did they do that? Tata is a very big company that does all kinds of business in India. But recently what they've done is they've gone into the car business. They bought over Jaguar, they bought over Land Rover. Now what they're doing is that they're extracting technology, okay, from the Europeans, from the Americans, to try to understand how to make better cars. But at the same time, they are also helping the European and American companies to get out of the economy crisis. Special skill that you can find in India and all the knowledge that you can find in Europe, if you combine it, eventually you can produce a global product, right? So going back to last week, this is a very good idea, right? Doing this exactly like how the Beijing China government is doing, it's going to propel India as a nation, as a country, to be something that we will not recognize maybe in 10 years' time.